Well, so welcome once again. This is Breakthrough with Jeff, and this is the place we live life with zero limits. And today I have with me Coach Bridget. Coach
Hi.
Bridget, please go ahead, introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Coach Jeff. I'm glad to be here. My name is Coach Bridget Mutemi, and I'm glad. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome, Coach. You're welcome, and happy to see you. Just tell us a bit about yourself so that we can begin this journey.
Okay, my name is, as I said, Coach Bridget Mutemi. I am a life coach. I help people find their purpose, and so that they can transform their lives and live their most fulfilled selves. That's what I do.
Wow.
And any specific question you'd want me to respond to?
Yes. Tell me more about purpose. You help people unleash their purpose or reveal their purpose. How has your journey been finding your purpose?
First of all, I love that subject of purpose because there must be a reason why we exist. Recognizing that there's no way your maker would put you on earth for nothing, just pass by here, and that's great. And so my journey began with the loss of two very important people in my life. One of them being my own mother, and another person who mattered very much to me. So for the longest time, I knew that they were not happy, and they probably never lived. My mother was in her 30s, so that's pretty young, and you die. So she said she was not happy. And so I began to question about life and why we exist, and why it would be so wrong that you live your life and never got to do what you were meant to do by your maker. Because I realized that when you do that, you are more fulfilled. And who wouldn't want to live a more fulfilled life? And so I started self-searching. Am I living my purpose? Why do I exist? How do I want to live finally when it's time for me to go? If I look back at my life, would I say like them that I never got to live and I've never accomplished my purpose? And so I started searching, reading books, and reading books is one of those things that can really help you. I Google, like most of us, you go online to look for all sorts of answers. When you don't know where to look, that's where we run fast, right? So I Google, and I am looking for information about happiness. Unfortunately, when you look for information about happiness, you are led more towards information about what causes unhappiness other than how to be happy. And I wanted to be happy. So you find across a little literature on happiness. I started sharing this with people. And I realized that the transformation in myself about how to be happy and actually how to find happiness was helping me and was helping others. But there's something I lacked, which was a structured way of transmitting this to people, because I realized, wow, what good information, how I wish I could share it. I don't even know how to share this. I just randomly talk to people. I later came to learn that is called social coaching, where you just meet people and randomly tell them what you know. I needed a structured way, and that's how I landed at Destiny Life Coaching through Googling also. And I met you, Coach Jeff. At Destiny Life Coaching, I learned several things. First of all, I concretized my life purpose. It was now possible to actually put it down. What is it I do? Why do I think God put me on earth? Because once I live that, it will be easy for me to say I've lived a good life, I'm fulfilled. So I wrote down my purpose. I had an opportunity for self-reflection, look at your life, look at your bringing, look at the things you've gone through in life to date. And then you wonder, if I live my purpose, what can I do? I got clarity. And now I knew that what I wanted was transmit this information as a life coach now, show people their way.
Yeah.
Because they have a way, they just don't know it. So lead them in discovering their purpose, and so that they can live as their most fulfilled selves. And that's where I am. That's what I'm doing, and it's giving me fulfillment and happiness.
Yes.
Because I'm doing what I think God put me here to do.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I mean, sorry to hear about your mom, but I'm happy about the lessons that you gathered there. Life is too short. You don't know how long you've got, and the time to live your purpose is right now. And I'm also happy that you're living your purpose and you found that to be fulfilling. And now you want more and more people to access the same information and really go through the same transformation. Coach, what do you think is the pain of not living your purpose? What's the pain?
The pain of not living your purpose is being able to like having to live all your life and never having got the fulfillment that you want. It's a death that is needless. It's the kind that it should not happen. It's not the kind that should happen at all. I got to listen to a TED talk by one nurse who spent most of her time with people in their terminal days, people who are terminally ill. And there's one thing she said, that the regret of the people that are dying, one of them is that they never got to do things that they thought they should have done. That is one of the biggest regrets. You never got to live your purpose. They wish they could live again. They wish they could redo life so that they can do this once again. If I can go back and live my life again. And remember, this is someone in their last minutes who doesn't have that time. The beauty of us is that we have that time right now, and the recognition and the awareness in good time to be able never to have this kind of regret. I never got to do the things I wanted to do. I never got to see my friends. I never got to start that business that I wanted to do. I never saw the
Those are like the regrets of people that never take advantage of the time they have. And well, I've seen that most people, like, they stay so much in their future, or either they stay in their future hoping that one day, it's called the curse of one day. One day I'm going to do this, one day I'll do this, and they sort of allow their fears to stop them and push their purpose and their vision in that one day. And I call it a curse because it is. It's always like pushing your destiny farther and farther away from you. While there are others who live in the past, things that happened, and they say because of that, I can't pursue anything. And I find most people find their purpose when they learn to step in the present moment. Like just being here in this moment, here and now. Yes, Coach, go ahead.
I am so glad that you mentioned about the curse of pushing your purpose ahead. It becomes a mirage. And you live yourself convincing yourself that achievement is in the future. It's not something that I have now. And that's the same for happiness. You know, people always have this thing of, I'll be happy when this and that happens, or when I finally. But recognizing that there's something you can do right now, right here, you can actually live that purpose every single day. That is power.
Yeah, awesome. Well done. Okay, great. Let's take a break there. If you're joining us, this is Breakthrough with Jeff, and we say this is the place where we live life with zero limits. We understand that there are no limits apart from the limits that we give ourselves. We give ourselves those limits when we bow to the God fear, uncertainty, anxiety, worry, and all those other enemies within. And so thank you for joining us. Let's know where you're joining us from. Nairobi, Malindi, Australia, US, New York, Egypt, Promised Land. Wherever you're joining us from, please, you're welcome. Let's know, where are you joining us from? And today I'm joined with Coach Bridget. Thank you so much for such an amazing story. And I'm happy that you found so much clarity. Now, when it comes to zero limits, there's something that a conversation we always have, and it's on the mind, because I believe change must happen in the mind. The change must happen in the mind. If you don't change your mind, you've not really made massive change. Even the Bible says, be renewed and transformed according to the renewal of your mind. And so you know the will of God is. So the change of mind is so crucial. What are some of the lessons we can learn, Coach, about changing our minds to growth mindset, where we are consistently, growing? What are some of the lessons that we can learn? And maybe you can share the difference between the growth mindset, versus a fixed mindset. Coach.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach. Actually, this is the one thing that I believe is the key to transforming our lives fully. Our mindset, because that is where it all begins. It's a bit that happens in our minds, how we view things. Now, a growth mindset is the kind of mindset that believes in the ability to grow and develop. You consciously decide you can grow, you have an ability to see things differently, to achieve the things that you think you should. A fixed mindset, on the other side, is a belief that our abilities that are innate, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. You must have had, Coach, people talk about something like, I am too young. Actually, even in the Bible, Moses says, how can I lead people? I don't even know how to speak. That's a fixed mindset about the fact that you think that the ability to speak is innate. And there's absolutely nothing I can do to change it to be someone who can speak in front of people. How will they even listen to me? I'm young. Those are some of the stories we tell ourselves that limit us from any possibility of growth. Have things like, what will people say or think? Or others, and they think it's wisdom in saying, I can't change, I am just who I am. That's how I am wired. In Kenya, we say, kwetu tuko hivi, like where I am from, or in my family, this is how we are like. So that person doesn't see any possibility of changing. Any possibility that there is a chance of looking at this any other way. Life, you can't change people. Even the belief that you cannot change people. So that now you sit here thinking that everything is so bad because I'm dealing with, say, this kind of a boss, this kind of a parent, this kind of a spouse. And I just absolutely cannot change them because people can't change.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Now, when you look at that, all those are mindsets, those are perspectives, those are lenses that we are wearing through which we look at people, we look at experiences. You would be surprised, Coach, that people have a way of looking at and interpreting things in a totally different way.
Yeah.
One will make you have a growth mindset. One will have you have a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
Now, what we do, coach, as coaches, is make people see that there is another way of looking at it. You know, question
There's
this
always
that
a way.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Question this that you've known to be the absolute truth. You know, you've always known that, oh my God, when it rains, the weather is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it really that bad? You know, is there good in it? Yeah. And all these stories, all these meanings we attach to people. You know, parents are controlling. I hear that from our teenagers. They are controlling. Really? Is there a chance there's some good in that? I hear, oh, bosses don't like it when they see you prosper. Is that true? Is that true? Is there a chance they actually want you to grow? Is there a chance that you can actually contribute? I'm just a junior.
So the person, coach, the person with the fixed mindset is blocking the possibility of another way of looking at things. So it's sort of like you block, this is the only way. And this is something they have told themselves over and over again until they have believed it, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Over a very long time. And they've told themselves this is not even possible to look at. I mean, it's a fact. You hear that all the time. It's a fact.
Yeah.
We all know it.
Yes, exactly. So at that moment is their fact, but they have told themselves that this is the only fact and is the only truth. And so for those people who are listening to us, I mean, it's always good to be honest with yourself and come to that place of realization of the story you're telling yourself and ask yourself, is this true? Is it absolutely true? Like, I can prove this beyond any shadow of doubt. And the reason I recommend this reflection is because you really don't quite know when you're in your own stories. It's like looking at yourself in the on the picture, and you're the one in the picture. You don't really quite know. You don't know when you're in the situation sometimes. And this is why we go to coaching. This is why we get a third party, someone that helps us to see the blind parts of us that we've told ourselves so much. We've told ourselves the story so much that we actually believe it. Okay, you believe it. You feel so sure. Have you found people that are so obsessed with their story that they actually don't want to come out, even when you show them the way out? Coach.
Yes.
Have you, in your coaching, have you interacted with such? Yeah.
Yes, I have. And most of them will be actually people of all ages.
Yeah.
Actually, younger people, contrary to popular belief, are easier to change their minds. Now, other people who are maybe 40s to 50s believe that they've been here long enough. They are the first people who use the phrase, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
That means there is absolutely nothing that I can do about my life, my situation. I mean, I've been here. And the other thing, coach, about telling yourself that, and the people that I meet that tell themselves those kinds of stories, they have evidence.
Yeah.
they have a lot of evidence to prove that they have actually seen this. You know, what they can do is actually just teach you what they have actually seen, what they've learned. Fact is, you can teach an old dog new tricks, because if it's necessary, if the old tricks have not served the dog,
if they are not
then of
working
necessity, the dog will have to learn new tricks.
Unless, you know,
so
you don't love the dog. So, and it's love that.
And the dog doesn't love its life.
It doesn't love its life. It doesn't love itself. It's love that drives us to help people to change. And although some people are so married to their perspective, that exposure, that repetition, that exposure to listening to content like this one, to getting a coach, to getting exposed to other ways of thinking, of seeing things, that is actually what brings the breakthrough. And thank you, Coach, for sharing that. I'm curious, what drove you into coaching? Like, what inspired you to becoming a coach? What inspired you, Coach Bridget, to becoming a coach? Can you hear me?
One, yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, go ahead.
You can,
Yes, go ahead.
Do you hear me? One of those things that led me to coaching, one is, first of all, my personal journey. I learned quite a lot in coaching, being coached myself. I had a chance for self-reflection, to look at myself and how I have looked at things in the past. What has made me make the choices that I made in the past, and how now, through coaching, I'm able to make better choices that align with my destiny. How much better would it be if I help other people discover this also? Able to have a reflection, have an awareness, and now make informed choices that align with their destinies. And that's the whole essence of coaching. We make people now become conscious of the decisions and the actions that they are going to take, so that they can be their best selves. That's what drove me to coaching, and I'm glad I'm doing it, because I believe that any person I meet, any person that whose path crosses mine, must benefit from an ability to reflect and bring them to their awareness, so that they can be their best selves. And that is very inspiring, Coach.
Ability, yes, that is ability to reflect. I think is one of the philosophers, I can't remember which one, the one who said, the Plato, was it Einstein? An investigated life is not worth living. And even as we come towards the end of the year, there are many people that just go year after year and one season after another and never get, to take the time to reflect on their life and just look at, what am I doing with my life? What result am I getting? And how can I better organize my life in a way that is more productive and fulfilling and worth living? And so as we come to the end of the year, this is a time to make that reflection and ask ourselves, how am I living my life? And what are some of the areas I can adjust or make better, so I can live a better life in the coming year? Because if we don't change, nothing really changes. Nothing really changes. What's your message, Coach, to people that are looking to shift their year and make this the best year of their life? What's your message?
My message is, in the coming year, we'll need to work at our perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to work at how we viewed things, because in the previous years, we have had a pattern of making resolutions.
Yeah.
And why haven't they worked? Suppose we looked at this a little different. Suppose we wore different lenses through which we look at every aspect of our lives.
Wear different lenses. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you looking at money in the new year? How are you looking at health in the new year? How are you looking at your emotional mastery? How are you looking at your career in the coming year? How are you looking at your growth mindset in the coming year? We'll have to wear different lenses in the new year. And if we are not able to figure it out on our own, actually, this is the time you need a coach. You actually need a coach this time to help you navigate through making goals, for that new year. Not just what you've done before, because it's not worked, it's not served you. It's time now you got guided towards making these goals in a way that this time it will have a lasting change. It will transform your life.
Yeah. And what do you think? Thank you for sharing that. I mean, what do you think this pattern of starting on fire, the new year, you're on fire, and then after, I think it's January 15, the cutoff. Yeah. January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, up, or you go to the gym and you find the gym is full. Everyone is so psyched up, and everyone is like, this is the year of my dream. This is the year I'm taking back my power.
Yes.
And then you go to the gym on January 15th, the cutoff, where you just, okay, where is everyone? Everyone has gone back. I mean, what really happens? What do you think happens? I don't know if you have some of that, that experience, or people that or clients who've gone through the same. What really happens to our mindset? So we begin so much in the spirit, and then in a short period of time, we've gone back to the flesh. What really happens? What do you think happens?
This is what I think happens. First of all, we are all caught up in groupthink. Yeah. So that your year begins when everybody's year begins. It's a groupthink. So you have not sat down as an individual to reflect on yourself, because that reflection has no date. It's personal.
Yeah.
It needs not be 1st of January. You can actually make those resolutions today, because why are we waiting for January to make those resolutions? If it's going to transform my life, it needs not be just what everybody is doing. If change is necessary, then you'll have to sit down with yourself and feel yourself. Not just, it's time for all of us to wait for January. I'll just go to the gym, and that's what everybody is doing. That's what you've done over and over. It's time to break patterns, because this has been a pattern. It's not worked.
So just to be clear, Coach, you're saying the change must be now. So you don't wait for January. It should be continuous. It should be now. It should be in the moment when you feel there is need to change. So you're not waiting, because there are people right now, even in terms of health, wanajiambia this December, hey, let me just eat all I can eat.
Bora ni enjoy.
Yeah. Bora ni enjoy. And January, you're hitting the gym. And actually, what people don't know is that our life is the accumulation of what you do most of the time. Okay. Yes. It's not a result of what you do once in a while. And I once in a while, it's actually okay to have, that food that you like, but it's not so once in a while. But what you do consistently every other day, that is what will give you the results. that you're looking at. And by the way, if I may share, you know, one of the goals that is significant in my life was the goal of my health. Okay, so I wasn't visibly overweight at some point, but I was actually above my you call it BMI.
Yes.
And I was beginning to feel it in my breathing. And everything was going okay. And when at that point, when you look at me, that's like a year ago, I was just, looking fine. But inside, I just knew I needed to change something. And I started this routine. The first thing I changed was exercise. So I began to have a routine of 15 minutes exercise every single day in the morning and evening. And then the second one I did, which was the most challenging, was on food, especially for people who love food. And I made a decision that, in fact, it came to my awareness, something I taught. Sometimes you teach something that you need to learn. So I've always told people that if you want to live long, eat less.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like eating and you want to eat a lot, then eat less. You're going to live long to eat a lot. So because I did my research, because one of the power of being human is you can change your life, but if you don't have the information, you don't have the research, you've not done the research, then you are limited in your capacity to change. And so I did research on the way digestion happens, in my body, and how much time takes, and the insulin shoot in the body, and how I can actually take control of that by taking control of what comes in my mouth when. And so that was my change. I just decided, I said, okay, so I'm going to do my research for the next 2 months. I'm going to only have one meal between this time and this time, 4 hours only. Between 12 all the way to 4, I can eat between that time. And then I give my body time to cleanse and clean everything. Let me tell you, Bridget, I felt so energized. I felt so driven, like I could feel the energy. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And it didn't take me so much effort. And so I went the first 2 months, I did the first month and the second month. The third month, I was like, wow, this is just so good. I did 24 hours. So I'll do 24 hours and just have one meal. And after the meal is done, the rest of the time, I'm taking water and water and water. Now, there's a caveat there, because let me just share how I do this. So there's a product called CMOS. CMOS has got the most nutrients that almost all the nutrients your body needs, and you can make it into a drink. So I got the powder. Okay, and this is one of the advice I give people. You got to do the research. You also got to find what you need. Okay, what does your body need? Because you don't want to again deny the body the nutrients. And so I would take the drink, the CMOS, and then I'll just have the meal. And 24 hours, I'm not taking anything else apart from my water. And wow, the energy, the drive, I just felt like I'm totally born again. How did this impact other areas of my life? Amazingly impactful. My relationship, you're showing up more present. My, finances, I'm able to do more than I was doing before. I'm able to say yes to other things that I could not say yes to. Okay, so my mindset, totally alert. So totally, I'm just know the right thing to do at the right time, focused, like crystal clear. And this is just one decision. there's that, and that's why, you know, yesterday, if you listen, I saw you were there, coach. I asked people, what is that one decision you can change that changes your life totally? If you just make that with one decision, it will change your life. For me, it was actually the area of my health. I am feeling so amazing. Like the way I feel right now is like what I felt when I was 18. Like I've gotten, yeah, this is the same energy. The same, I just feel like I can really go through the wall. And that's how I used to feel. Yeah.
I'm amazed by the fact that you talk about food, because one of my favorite things to talk about is the lies we've been told about food and our relationship with food. And I even went further to read about the history of everything we've known to be true. You know, you must have 3 meals a day.
Yes.
Breakfast is your most important meals, and all those other myths that have made our lives and our shopping places. If you go to shopping places, all the aisles are lined with things we do not need at all.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I like the fact that you mentioned about food and health and how it controls so much in your life. You know how much clutter your life gathers by the mere fact that you're surrounded by food. Do you know that's the major cause of disease, other than that, because there are so many people being able to heal themselves by just controlling what they eat and even questioning. And that's why it was also a very important, coach, that we mentioned about our behaviors in general. Right now, we are saying you can eat anything you want. Remember, it's going to your body. And
this is coming from people that are on a mission to actually promote their products and promote a certain way of life that sustains, you know, a certain lifestyle. And so if you're not careful, you find yourself just flowing, oh, this is the way it's always been. Yes, a generation can be wrong for 100 years. A generation can be wrong for 400 years. An entire generation. And I mean, I believe totally that some of us are leaders. Some of us are born to lead and to challenge the status quo and to look at things differently and to test things and put them into test. I don't believe anything was created to just be the way. Most of these things are built by people that, you know, were influenced by their own marketing strategies just to make others buy stuff. And I totally agree with you, coach. And this is one of the major breakthroughs is to design your life in a certain way that is by your terms and not by the terms of societal rules. Right? This is by my terms. I decide this is the way I want my life to feel. Okay, like for me, I just enjoy energy. I want to have energy throughout the day and night. I just want that energy, and I can get it because I can control what I take in. And again, what we take in, most of it is just chemicals. I just go to the supermarket, and when I see my kids run into all these energy drinks and stuff, I'm like, oh my God, no, this is just, there's no value into your body. These are just chemicals. And they are so addictive, the chemicals. They're so addictive. And the thing is to just know that everything, most of these companies, especially the main ones, are wrong. You look at what they are pushing and the passion. They are pushing it like, you know, the sodas, the drinks and all that, the advertisement, the money they put into it. Oh, it's so much. And I remember it's Vision Lakiani who came up with the concept of two groups. There are two groups of people on the planet. There are those who are planet plus, like they are here to add to the planet, and there are those who are planet minus. And so their mission is actually to kill, is to destroy. It's very devilish, it's evil. It needs to be caught out. Some of these fast foods, some of these drinks that is bringing so much cancer and so much sicknesses in the world. We are, most of these big organizations are planet minus. They're just here to take away, and they're here to kill, to destroy. And we have to make our own personal decision. Which group are you in? Are you planet minus? Are you planet plus? Are you the kind of people that are bringing more joy to the world, more energy, more fulfillment, more happiness, more longevity? Okay, so that you don't get to 65 and you go to the same story. Oh, my leg is swollen. It's swollen because you've taken it there. It's swollen because we have habits and behaviors that actually, and patterns, like you are talking about, coach, that take us there. And we have to make a personal decision, and that decision has to be now. It can be. And so please, if you invite me for that party and I'm not taking those drinks, it's because I know what they do to my body. And this is where self-love comes in, coach, because I believe if I love myself, what I put inside of my body actually, will be part of that self-loving decision.
I'm absolutely amazed by just how well you articulate these things. I am specifically when you mentioned about children running to the aisles to pick all the wrong things. And remember the colors that have been put in there to attract them, and the packaging and everything.
Yes.
Is what we call the big agriculture, the big pharmaceutical, the big food industry. That is driving all these decisions. And we are being told, after you've eaten all these poisons, don't worry, you can just go to the gym and get rid of them. And that's not how they got into our bodies. They got in through the mouth. They direct you elsewhere. Now, if we love ourselves very much and recognize that our bodies are such good vehicles to our souls, they carry our souls. Why would we want to put in chemicals? And that's why one of the things that we do to parents and tell people about being good parents is allowing your children from a very early age recognize what these things are, recognize chemicals for what they are, recognize food colors as unnatural. They may look green and yellow, and why are you eating a blue cake? So that all this information goes on, and the big pharmaceuticals and all those things that benefit from these things are not going to stop. We, the leaders, are the ones that are going to start, and every small voice counts. Every small voice. If you can tell one more person, you've helped God's creation. And God likes it that you're sharing this information to other people and helping them. You're telling them, let your children know that you'd rather pick a banana from the farm than buy these chemicals. All these that a banana that doesn't rot in 3 days, in 3 years. It's still there. It doesn't go bad. What are you doing to yourself? Now, recognizing that and telling everybody, anybody who knows anything that can help anybody, the best thing would be just share this information. Share this information. Let's question that which we've known to be truth. Let's question it. Let's question, there's cancer is growing. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Really? Is there absolutely nothing we can do about it? There is something we can do about it.
Yes, definitely.
Other mindset. We were talking about mindset. It's in our genes. In our family, we are all fat. Is that true? If you looked at the picture of your grandfather, in the great-grandfather in the 30s, 20s, when 1920, Was he fat? So where did all these fat genes come from so that we all say it's okay? The globe, I mean, so many people are going around with obesity and disease. And you're saying in our family, we have that. Really? Suppose we all ate well in our family. Will everybody be fat? Was your grandfather fat? Great-grandfather? Because if you look at pictures of the 1920s, just Google and check pictures of people in the beach in 1920. There was absolutely no fat person. There will be one fat person will be put in the circus for people to go and see how big people look like. And those who are sick people who would die probably in their 30s because they had conditions. But there's so much we can do by changing our mindset. By deciding to question everything we've known to be objective truth. There's what we call realism. We are here thinking, this is normal. This is what we've always known to be. You need sugar for energy. I see us go to the gym, and on your way out, I've done hikes. And after a long hike, we've just done the mountain. Afterwards, what does someone take? A soda. And I'm wondering, what did you do all this work for if you're going to put poison back into your body? You need the energy. I wish people learned how you get this energy, because it's not through the soda, it's through destroying it. And how much clarity you get once you remove all this food. You know, like if you're eating 5 meals a day, think about all the shopping you're doing, what you could have done with that money, the time, and all that. It crowds your life. There's so much focus if we just change our mindset. And that's what we must work on. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. Actually, before I forget, the idea that came to me also as you were talking is we have a responsibility to give our body the gifts they deserve. Like every single day, your body is waiting and expecting, because you're in control. You're the one that is really in control. You're the one that is feeding yourself. And so I look at this is the way I look at this. It's either you're giving it gifts or you're giving it poison. Okay, so in a week, how much gift have you given to the body? And what are gifts? Gifts are anything that is alkaline. Anything that is alkaline that you're giving to your body is actually a gift, and the body will thank you. It will thank you by giving you the energy. It will thank you by giving you all that you need for you to reach your dreams. Because no matter how clear your dreams are, if your body says no, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And so are you giving your body gifts or are you giving it poison? Because if you're giving it poison, it's only a matter of time and you are down. Okay, so how much alkaline am I putting in my body? How much alkalinity am I putting in my body? That's a challenge for you, our listeners. And thank you so much. I can see our time is up. Coach, how can people reach you? And what is your parting shot from this conversation?
Let's begin with where people can reach me. People can call me on my number. Do I share it, Coach?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, 723-538-465. That's my number.
Could you repeat that again? 07
23 538-465. And you can also visit my website, alchemyandblisscoaching.com, for more information. My parting shot is, it's time we worked on our mindset, because our mindset controls our life. That is my parting shot.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Bridget. Thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for sharing your passion and helping us get so much clarity on our purpose and our mindset. Now, over to you, our listener today. Even you made the decision to be here. So even as you made that decision, the choice of a life that is a life of fulfillment will be your decision. We can't make that decision for you. That'll be your decision. You have two choices. You can continue the way you've always been before you had this conversation, or you can allow this to be the conversation that triggers the big change that is required in your life. And so I wish you all the best this year, and even as we cross over to the next year, watch your choices and watch the choices of what you take in, the choices of what you put in your mind, the choices of what you expose your eyes to, the choices of what you ingest in your mouth, and you see the fruits. We will just see the fruits. You don't need to work on the fruits. Just work on the choices and the patterns, and you see the fruits. Thank you so much. God bless you. Let's, on the comment section, let me encourage you to share. What is your takeaway from this conversation on the comment section? Please comment, and we will see you again soon here at Breakthrough with Jeff. Thank you. Goodbye.